hasn't said this? I need to raise more money for my nonprofit. We're growing, we've got a lot of big goals, and we need funds to make it all happen. Sound familiar? Trust me, I get it. I'm Shannon Cherry from My Nonprofit Advisor. And if you've got those fundraising dreams, let's talk about turning them into a plan you can actually follow. One that gets you where you want to go without the stress. Think of it this way. You're about to go on a road trip. You've got snacks, a music playlist, maybe even a destination in mind. But no maps or GPS. You're just driving and hoping you'll somehow end up there where you want to be. Guess what? That's how a lot of nonprofits approach fundraising. And believe me, that let's just wing it attitude can be a recipe for confusion and burnout. Without a concrete plan, you're basically guessing at what to do next, which means missed opportunities, overlooked donors, and a constant scramble to keep up. And it's stressful. So if you're tired of that guesswork, then creating a fundraising plan is like pulling out the map and saying, this is how we're going to get there. Now, a fundraising plan is simply your blueprint, your step-by-step guide to how you'll raise funds, reach your goals, and grow your impact. It's the plan that takes you from point A, where you are now, to point B, where you want to be, with all the pit stops in between. Think of it as a construction plan. You wouldn't build a house without one, so why would you approach your fundraising any differently? Let's start with the big picture. Imagine you're a community food bank serving 200 people a month. That's great. But in 5 years, you want your own kitchen so you can serve hot meals to everyone who needs them. That's a big goal, and it's just as awesome. But to make it happen, you need to break it down into smaller, achievable steps. So take that 5-year vision and think backwards. What do you need to raise in year 1, year 2? Step-by-step planning makes your big dreams not only realistic, but also way less overwhelming. All right, here's where things get real. What's working and what's not. We call this the fundraising audit. Look at where your funds are coming from now. Are you getting the most donations from big ticket donors, or is it community events that drive your revenue? Doing this analysis is like checking your gas gauge on a road trip. It helps you understand your starting point so you don't run out of fuel halfway there. Once you've got a clear view of your current funding, it's time to see where the opportunities lie. Maybe your major donors are already giving consistently. That's amazing. But what about those middle tier donors who give 500 here and there? That's your growth area. These are the folks who could give even more if they felt engaged and valued. So let's think creatively about ways to connect with them. A handwritten note, a personal call, or even a thank you event. These small actions can make big impact. So you know where your goals and you know where you're currently at. So let's talk strategy. A solid fundraising plan should outline how often you're reaching out to donors, through what channels and what kind of messaging. Think of it as a calendar for your goals. Set dates, mark when you'll send appeals, and list events. Are you only reaching out once a year, maybe even twice a year? Let's change that. Aim for multiple touch points, emails, social media, events, and make each one count. Donors need more than just one ask a year or twice a year. They want to be part of your journey. Bring them along, share your progress, and they'll feel invested in helping you succeed. Now, here's the key to keeping your plan alive and relevant. Refer back to it often. It's not something you check off a list and forget. Keep it visible, pin it up in your office, review it at every team meeting, share it with your board. Let it guide your conversations, your decisions, and even how you talk to donors. Imagine sitting down with a major donor and saying, here's our goal for the year, and we're already halfway there. Would you be willing to help us reach the finish line? That's the power of a clear, visible plan. The truth is, half the battle in fundraising is just sticking to the plan. It's like going to the gym. You can't expect for results from one workout, but if you show up consistently, you'll see growth. The same goes for your fundraising plan. Follow it, stick to it, and you'll be amazed at the progress you will make. If you're ready to start crafting your roadmap to fundraising, reach out at mynonprofitadvisor.com or drop a comment below if you have any questions. Let's get your nonprofit on the path to sustainable growth, because when you have a plan, you have the power to make those big goals a reality. If you found this helpful, give it a like, share it with someone. Hit that subscribe button so you can get more tips on making your nonprofit thrive. Thanks for watching.
Running a nonprofit isn't always a walk in the park, but it doesn't have to be that way. Get more tips and ideas just by subscribing. Trust me, it's easier than digging for bones.